Welcome back to Greek, day 2. Now the first thing I'd like you to do is make sure that you remember what we learned on day 1. I don't want to tell you anything about it. I want to see if you can say what the words were and translate it into English. So go ahead and make sure you can do that. And then also make sure that you can remember it, how to write it, remember how to write it. So if you said in arche and you thought it meant in the beginning, then that was correct. And we spelled it like this. It was N. There's our new right there. Grab that a little better. N. And then arche. Alpha, rho, kappa, and long, epsilon, or eta. What do we call this? N arche. Okay. Day 2, we're going to learn ho theos. Repeat after me. Say ho. It sounds like this, like ho. And then theos is this. Ho theos. Now in Greek, what this means is the God. Now it says the God, but the meaning is just God. So even though it directly translates as the God, it translates that way, but what it really means is just God. And this is where we have to think Greek. Greek uses a form of talking that we don't use in English. It's called the nominative case. And that is where the comes in. It's a way of specifying exactly what they're talking about. I don't want to get into too much detail with it right now, but just know that the translation directly is more or less just saying God. So in the beginning, ho theos. In arche, ho theos. And in Greek, the word ho is the letter O, or an omicron, and instead of writing an H in front of it to give the aspiration, the ho, we're going to put this in front of it. This is like a little apostrophe, and all it is it makes that h sound. So if you see O with the aspiration above it, that means ho. If you just see it like this, or turned this way, that just means O. So in this case we have ho theos, and in this case we have o theos. So there's ho. Go ahead and write ho. Omicron with a little aspiration above it. And then we're going to learn theos. Theos, the TH letters, are made with a theta. And notice how the word theta starts with a TH. This is the letter theta, and instead of using 2 letters like we do in English, we're going to use just the theta symbol. And English and Greek are some of the only languages in the world that use the TH sound. We find it in some dialects of Spanish. I think over in Andalusia they pronounce a lot of letters with the TH sound. But there's not too many languages that use the th sound, so it's kind of unique to English speakers and to Greek, although it does occur elsewhere, but most languages don't really have a pronounced TH sound. Okay, so we have ho, and then theta, and then eta, or epsilon here, is going to be normal, and then O, it's going to be normal, omicron, so theta, epsilon, omicron. And then in English, the letter for S is kind of a nice curve like that. In Greek, it almost looks the same. It starts off like this, but then it has just this little piece down there. And this is where we get our S from. It's from the Greek sigma. You can see it almost looks the same. You just kind of elongate it, and then all of a sudden it becomes an S. But instead of being centered below, like where the sigma is kind of below the line here, the S in English is completely above the line, lowercase and. We could say uppercase S, same sort of idea. Okay, so we have in arche and ho theos. Now what I want you to do is see if you can write ho theos on your own. So how do you write ho? And if you did an omicron with an aspiration, you are correct. One more time, go ahead and write ho, just for practice. Now we're going to write theos. How do you draw a theta? And if you did this, you're correct. So theta, and then what comes next? Epsilon, omicron, and sigma. And that's all. Congratulations on completing day 2 of Prodigy Greek. Good job.